Hello, this is Kate Creasy with Kate's Paper Creations, and it is May 2020 Paper Pumpkin Alternatives time. So I'm excited to share with you some things just to get started, and then I'll get into showing you some alternative cards that I made as well. So the kit comes with this. These are the cards that you can make using the kit just right out of the box, and they're pretty. The colors are bright and sparkly. They're introducing some of the new in colors that are now available because the new catalog went live today. So there's some Just Jade and Bumblebee and Marvelous Magenta, I think is what it's called, and Misty Moonlight, which is the color that came in the kit this month, which is one of the new in colors. So I will have to confess that I wasn't super impressed with the kit at first, mainly because it's so limited in the stamps. You get these 3 rainbow shaped pieces, some plus signs, a little thing, you can see it here, and 3 sentiments. And so it took a while to grow on me. I was having a hard time with coming up with what the alternatives would be. I will have to explain, this cover on this case is one I make for all of my stamp paper pumpkin people. I make them a case. The ones, you can get ones online that Stampin' Up! Provides, but it puts an actual picture of the cards and things. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have just what the stamps were, similar to a regular stamp case, because I don't keep any of the paper pumpkin stuff together once the kit's been made. So anyway, that's one thing I do for my paper pumpkin people is I make these case covers. It has the nice spine, and each year the heading is a different color, so each year's colors are different. So anyway, that's what I do. So first off, I just want to show you some things to think about before you start parting with any pieces of your kit. So in the kit, there are some clouds, and you're going to be punching them out of like this, and you get 3 clouds, 3 sizes. But don't throw this piece away, because what you can do is cut around the outside edges of those and create borders. So here's border 1, 2, and 3. I'm hoping you can see those against white on white background, but I just cut them out around the edges, saving those. Also, if you are a silhouette cameo, or I don't know if you can do this with Cricut or not, but I have a silhouette cameo, and I made these, and I cut them out and put them into my silhouette, scanned them into my silhouette, and created them so I could cut them out with my silhouette and make more clouds if I wanted to. But that's just for those that follow me that also have the silhouette. And then you can also just do an offset and create these for the offset to cut out more of those if you don't want to do them by fussy cut. But for those of you that don't have that, I just wanted you to know you can do that. Then we also had these, and they punched out of some some other cardstock, and I saved those and created some borders that I could use. So we've got those. Then these were in some outlines, and we punched them out, and it leaves 2 pieces with these cute little scallop pieces, and we're going to use them for something on a card. So that saved those to be used in the future. And what else? Oh, and these punched out of another masterpiece or bigger piece, and I trimmed around the cutouts from those and created some sentiment frames as well. So those are some of the things I did just as I was getting my kit ready to use and to see what I might build with it. And hopefully we'll have some cards coming up here that you can see how I use those pieces. So for this first card, I took one of the card fronts that's a full-sized card front, and that's what this background is, and I cut it down to the 4 by 5 1/4, and you can see I used my cloud outlines, and they're a little bit larger, so I cut them off at the edge just trimmed them off. And then this is an actual cloud from the kit. And this is from one of the envelopes. I cut the envelopes apart. I took one of everything from the kit. And so one of the envelopes I cut open, and a piece of it was used to make this in the background. The Just Saying Hello, I honestly can't remember what stamp set I got that from. It's one of the new ones. Tasteful Touches, I believe it came from. And then these little embellishments, those were those were in the kit. These wonderful little embellishments. So that is card alternative 1. I hope you like it. Now, let's see, where is card number 2? So then for card number 2, I cut apart the pink striped envelope. I opened it all up and I cut a piece of it here. This is one of those little scalloped pieces that I saved, and I colored it with magenta because we didn't have I colored it with Melon Mambo because we didn't have the magenta. Excuse me. So I did that. Then I took one of the pieces of vellum that are in the kit, which have this lovely flag shape at the bottom, and I just layered it over it. Then I colored this and attached it. Then I stamped the words "Oh Happy Day" from the kit with the Misty Moonlight, and I kind of fussy cut around it, and I attached it with dimensionals. And these are some more of the embellishments, but in the center of the embellishments you'll see I added some little pearl shapes, and those are from the new in color enamel dots that are now available in the big catalog. So they look really cute and they fit perfect in the middle. And then from the envelope I had the flap part of the envelope and a little bit extra that was left over, so I decided to make my own envelope. So I took a regular white note card sized envelope, because that's what this is a note card. So it's 3.5 by 5, and I tucked down in there, this is the flap part of the envelope, and I just tucked it in. I licked the flap of the original envelope and stuck that to it, and then trimmed it so it would fit, and it just created its own little envelope for that card. So I hope that makes sense. There's card number 2. Then here's card number 3 that I made, and for this one I used one of those frames that I told you about, and this edge here is just exactly the right size to run these strips, dimensional strips around the edges, so it raised it up so it looked a little bit like a window. And then I took a piece of cardstock for the background, and I created some cloud stencils, which is something else I needed to show you. Something else I do with my silhouette is I took those clouds and I put them in the center of a piece of cardstock and cut them out and created stencils. So I have stencils for all 3 cloud sizes, and you can see that I've used them to create these little cloud scene in the background. Then I took the 3 stamps, these 3 stamps, and I stamped them with Melon Mambo, Pumpkin Pie, and Daffodil Delight, and then I cut out the whole thing, and I put that on flat. I used one of the stitched clouds from the kit. I put it on with dimensionals. I stamped on one of the sentiment tags, and I attached it with dimensionals, and that is also a note card size, 3.5 by 5. I think it came out pretty cute. So there's card number 3, and one more. This is card number 4. For card number 4, I took this piece and I cut out this rainbow. And that's what this is. And I cut off the bottoms here just about half an inch or so. I think just about a half an inch. I cut it here, and I saved those pieces. I put the big cloud on flat, And this cloud and this cloud are both with dimensionals. I put this rainbow piece on flat, and I tucked the big half of the rainbow behind the cloud, and I wanted it to stick out from behind. So then those two pieces I cut off, I stuck up underneath, so it's a little bit longer than it would have been. You can see the difference, see? Because I cut those two pieces off. And then I used one of those frames that I saved, one of those sentiment frames, one of these, and I glued it down. And I just stamped the sentiment right on the card front in the frame. And so that is card number 4. So there are 4 Paper Pumpkin alternatives for May 2020. I hope you enjoyed them. Let me know what you think. There might be some more coming. I still have a lot of pieces I haven't used. So I'm sure I'll be coming up with some more ideas, and I'll share them later on. Have a great day.